Alright. Insert metallic sphere. So I think I'm going to try to cut these episodes into parts, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to split them up, because I think I'm going to do half... Well, I'm gonna, I guess, do every save room. Necromorph. A vastly mutated humanoid with sharp protrusions. A scan of their cerebral patterns suggests a reduction in intelligence, but an increase in aggression. Their skull and ribcage are resistant to fire, yet thin tissue surrounds their limbs, seems to be susceptible to basic attacks. Because, I'm going to be playing another game on the weekends. Parasite Queen. This is the last missable scan in the prologue. Parasite Queen. Parasite female. Genetically enhanced by unknown means. A weak spot has been detected in this creature's mouth. Use your auto-targeting to acquire this new target. I believe, although I don't know this because I've always scanned this creature, that if you don't scan it, it will not target the mouth initially. Scans indicate the presence of a potent mutagen, origins unknown. The creature exhibits the ability to fire weapons-grade blasts of energy from its mouth, a trait not present in the standard parasite genome. I certainly hope not. It appears the pirates have begun bioengineering program, with considerable results. And if they ever make a new Subnautica, I'll have to play that. Because, like, I've watched... Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Pretty simple. Not a hard fight. Yeah, no, I definitely did scan it. So we've got all the scans in the intro sequence. And it wouldn't be a Metroid game if there wasn't a Metroid escape sequence. Let's go! We gotta go! We're going! Zoom, zoom! No time for scanning, even though I probably could. Access to deck beta approved. I hope so. Access to deck beta not approved. You're stuck here. This game is still fun. Below Zero felt lacking. Yeah... Well, the second game ended on a cliffhanger, right? Auto turret disabled. Yeah, you can scan that, and then you don't have to fight the turret in this room. I actually wonder if these are, like, the space parts. This thing's dead, by the way. Like, it just falls over dead, and then I think one of something... Oh, my God. No, I think I'm thinking of somewhere else that explodes. We're in that room, by the way, where that door was sealed. And remember that vent that said it was weak? There's the door we went through. It exploded. Foreshadowing. In here, we got parasites. Eventually. Right here. These little swarm enemies. Swarm enemies are annoying, but they're in all 3 Prime games. Although they're much lesser in Primes 2 and 3. This is a cool door, but it's on its own scan. I think the thing about the second game is that they tried to do caves, and I don't think they did caves successfully. Really. Like, the caves didn't feel that much more threatening. Because, like, a big part of Subnautica is the Leviathans. And Leviathans are really big, so they don't really work in caves. Not to mention, that game only really had 2 aggressive Leviathans. I think that game would have needed better mapping if they wanted caves to work properly. Like, they better mapping and also better O2. Like, I like the attempt. Unlocks this door. Those things are basically inconsequential. That is true. I think the team also changed a fair bit over the course of Below Zero. But it kind of shows, right? It's a lot. It feels a lot smaller than the original. Yeah, Subnautica, if they ever make a third one, would definitely go on my spooky list, my spooky October game list. This is the plot and everything. Oh yeah, the plot is completely different in the final version. There also basically is none. Like, there's a lot of plot at the beginning. Oh my god, it's the boy! The guy they said was too big to get into Smash, and then they shrunk him, so he was too big to be in Smash. Kind of. I wonder if I can cheat and scan this early. Nope. So, interesting tidbit that you need to keep in mind about grapple spots. You can only grapple at a spot that you're pointing at. Which is really annoying, because you can't see your cursor in this game when you're grappling. One build, they were like 5 different plots going on. That would have been neat. Oh god, my toe! I stubbed my foot! Ah! Oh, god, there goes all my upgrades. Anyway. Various suit malfunction, morph ball malfunction, missile malfunction, charge beam malfunction, grapple beam malfunction, paper cut. Where are we? This is a lot easier to look around in the Wii version, and that is where we entered the base from. So this is the exit. Except for suspense, for added suspense, the room is depressurizing. I wonder if the other beams do a burst fire, because the thing is that the power beam shoots a lot faster than the other beams. I think, let me think. So, Metroid 1 slash Zero Mission, obviously she starts with nothing. Metroid 2, in whatever version you're playing, Samus mysteriously has no upgrades except for missiles, and she has quite a few of them. So, I mean, I guess you could presume that she stubbed her toes somewhere, but just out of nowhere, no upgrades given. Same with Super Metroid. In Fusion, she gets them surgically removed. Maybe. And in Dread, she gets the crap kicked out of her by a bird guy. So that's the main series. And then in Other M, she just has all of her upgrades, but Daddy Adam said no. As far as the Prime games go, in Prime 1, we just saw. In Prime 2, they get stolen. Prime 3, Samus mysteriously doesn't have all of her upgrades, and I think also in Prime Hunters, she also just doesn't have her upgrades. I mean, that's what they were going for. It's always funny, because Fusion, I think, made it sound like somewhat of a romance thing, at least to me. Like, as much as a romance thing as Samus would have. And then Fusion was like, or then Other M was like, no, father figure. And Adam's brother was actually the love interest. Also, Other M sucks. We'll get to it one day. I mean, it sucks. The story of Other M sucks. I think the plot, or the gameplay is just sort of meh. Anyway, we're going this way first to get a couple scans out of the way early. We got these spiky boys. This is a seedling. A plant-based ground feeder. Dorsal spines can be ejected in self-defense. That's the entire logbook. I remember it being longer. I will eventually remember the button. Tangleweed. You know, the creature. Plant. See a Xeno Furby waddle by? Yeah, that would be... Oh, Xeno... That would be funny. That would be how I would want a new Smash Bros. Plot to start. You know, Samus landing on a planet as like a trailer for like the story mode. Samus lands on a planet, and then like a little Nopon wanders by. It would be great. And then Shulk shows up and says, "I'm really feeling it." Plant life with basic sentience retracts into the ground if threatened. Tangleweeds are only dangerous to small organisms. They are covered in tiny barbs designed to trap potential meals. Tangleweeds lack the strength to do anything more than hinder larger life forms, so they make us go real slow. They're also somewhat hard to get rid of. So in here is this place. I see some relations have changed. That would only be if they add Noah, which I would love if they added Noah. I would main Noah. Space pirate encrypted data decoded. Field team reports are in on an aged structure of alien design built on the surface of Talon 4. Studies show this structure projects a containment field. This field bars access to the prime source of energy within the deep crater. Science team believes the field is powered by a number of strange Chozo artifacts. We have found some of these relics, and studies on them have begun. As this field could hinder future energy production operations on Talon 4, we must dismantle it as soon as possible. If this means the destruction of the Chozo artifacts, it will be done. So there's that lore entry, but more importantly, there is this missable scan. This is a blast shield. There's a blast shield on the door blocking access. Analysis indicates the blast shield is invulnerable to beam weapons. Explosive weapons may damage it. So that... Oh, I can cross map room off my list as well. Where did I put Missile Door? I did put Missile Door on the overworld. Okay. That is all the missable stuff on the overworld for now. Yeah, but otherwise, not much over here. Also, while I'm on my way back and remembering, we should scan our ship. Hunter, class gunship, registered to Samus Aran. You can return to your ship to recharge energy, reload weapons, and save progress in the game. There's actually a number of doors in here. We obviously can't get up to that. That door is a point of contention for Metroid fans because there was a glitch that lets you get up there early. There is not anymore. Registered to Jeff. I mean, it would explain why Samus' ship changes all the time. It's just a rental. Prodigy beetle, burrowing insect with resilient carapace. We'll see about that. Extremely aggressive. The insect's massive mouth enables it to tunnel through rock at high speeds. Above ground, beetles can cover short distances rapidly. They attack anything that moves near their lair. So I guess we get more health. We'll see the other health upgrades more frequently. Sap sac! Chemical reaction within sac produces violent explosion when agitated. Because of its irresistible odor and sweet nectar, the sap sac was nearly eaten out of existence. The evolution of an explosive chemical sac saved it. Now only brave or ingenious creatures are able to dare to devour it. So the funny thing about defense mechanisms is if they're too effective, they don't work. This is the red health. Punishes 20. The reason for that is that the creature that you're deterring has to live, or it will not learn to deter. Zoomer anchors itself to walls and other surfaces. Avoid contact with spikes. A basic nerve center located above the Zoomer's mandibles detects nutrients. Sharp spines protect it from casual predators, but I'm just a predator casually. I'm not a professional predator. But the lack of a reinforced carapace makes the Zoomer vulnerable to any indirect attacks. And there's one more boy right here. This is a Geemer. Wall-crawling mollusk. I'll take your word for it. With retractable spikes. The Geemer is an evolutionary offshoot of the Zoomer family, which also makes Zoomers mollusks. I don't really see it. They look more like some kind of arthropod to me, but what do I know about alien biology? When threatened, it extends lethal spikes and retracts its head deep into its armored carapace. Yeah, we can't do nothing about those right now. Not now, Beetles. I'm busy. This episode of Metroid Prime, Binary fails at simple platforming. Blast Cap! Volatile chemicals within its weeds. Toxic fungal cap may explode if agitated. The poisonous flesh from the blast cap helps keep it from being eaten. It also detonates its fungal cap when it senses even a slight contact. Ooh. These things also shake when you get near. You can kind of hear them. So it's not usually that surprising when they get you. Anyway, I'm going this way because there's one other scan we can get right now. And it is over here. This is a blood flower, able to eject toxic spores. Toxins are poison even to the blood flower itself. That doesn't make any sense, but okay. I mean, I guess not necessarily. I guess a snake could potentially venom another snake. 3-mouth noodle, although I think usually you want to be immune to your own shit. 3-mouth nodules protrude from the stalk between the flower, each with a rudimentary brain cluster and the ability to spew toxic fumes at anything within a 5-meter radius. The spores ejected from the stigma at the center, the flower are sufficient to kill the creature if they explode in its vicinity. They're not that hard to take out. But on the other side of this room is another blast door, so we can't go this way yet. So we're going here. Does this have a scan in this game? Yeah. This kind of surface, if you know what I'm talking about, if you've played this game before, this kind of surface has a logbook entry in Prime 3 for some reason. Oh, right. I usually actually do play with hints on, but I think I'm going to turn these off, because I know where I'm going anyway. Oh yeah, it's definitely an idle animation. It's just really weird that Samus moves the camera around. I hate it. Oh, extra alerts. Off. I guess that technically counts as a display feature. That makes sense. Okay. Samus will not receive hints about her next objective. Cool. The Beatles, I have to say, everything about this game looks so pretty. Whoop. A new Chozo lore entry has been downloaded to your logbook. Chozo script translated. So this is the other kind of lore. There are 2 of them in this game. The history of the Chozo stretches back into ancient times, so far into the fog of the past that we know not where our ancestors came from. One thing is clear, however. The Chozo who colonized Talon 4 made a conscious choice to eschew the civilization of advanced technology. We Chozo chose to live in harmony with nature, guided by the providence of the universe. We believe we will spend peaceful days here and plan to leave our words from time to time. People usually miss this one because they don't know to look for it yet. I should say they missed that one at first. They usually get it whenever they pass through there a second time. And welcome to Chozo Ruins. For the uninitiated, the Chozo are the race that made Samus's battlesuit, and also who raised her. One of the... Samus's family tree is very complicated. She's like... half bird, half other bird, half human, half Metroid, half... It's very strange. Anyway, there's a lot of doors here, including an E-tank. And actually, I can scan you. War Wasp Hive. Primary War Wasp dwelling, only vulnerable to heavy weaponry. War Wasps build their homes over existing crevices using whatever materials that are close at hand. They carry building fragments back to the construction site with their forelegs, and glue them into place with adhesive secreted from their abdomens. Just like a real wasp. Scarabs. Exploding parasites that can embed their bodies in solid rock. Scarabs think nothing of sacrificing themselves for the safety of the swarm when a hostile life form... What is with this game and everything exploding? So I said half bird, half other bird. They block its progression by embedding themselves in floors and walls. Embedded scarabs violently self-destruct when threatened. What is it with Metroid Prime and, like, it's all of its races on its planet explode? I mean, these things are generally a good source for healing drops, because they do pretty minimal damage and drop a lot of stuff. Ion. Immobile organisms entirely composed of ocular tissue, however that works. Capable of launching sustained energy beams while active, somehow. The ion is sensitive to light and will close shut if a bright flash ignites nearby. Sensitive to light, despite the fact that there is a bright light emanating from it at all times. They also do contact damage, which is sort of inevitable. So I have to know, which room is this? Ruined Nursery. I think that is in my notes. I, took note of all the items that are in the game, but I actually don't remember any of the room names. So I'm just sort of hoping that I got them all written down. Because I'm going to attempt to do... if nothing else, I will definitely do 100% items. If I miss a scan, I don't think I'm going to go back for it. Many long years have passed since we Chozo first took root in this land. The passage of time has always been a source of fascination to us. It is the belief of many Chozo sages that the truths of the universe hide within the tumbling currents of time's flow. Even as we search for answers there, however, we find illumination in other unexpected places. We know not how the ability has come to us, but recently many Chozo have begun to sense things beyond the realm of ordinary perception. Strange sights and inexplicable sensations flood our minds, filling us with visions. We take this growing ability to be a sign of our burgeoning harmonization with the infinite. Perhaps, finally, the universe's secrets are becoming known to us. Sandstone block. Unusually high concentrations of poison identified in these tree leaves. I want to talk about this thing later, but I'll scan it for now. An ornate wall hanging with a highly reflective surface. It does not appear important. So in the original game, this mirror was functional. It is currently... Or it was functional as in it showed Samus, and I think maybe some other stuff, but this is a War Wasp, by the way. They're kind of annoying right now, but they'll be easier to deal with later. War Wasp, airborne insect equipped with a venomous stinger capable of shearing steel. The War Wasp rarely strays far from its hive unless it is pursuing an immediate threat. It attacks with no regard for its own survival, dive-bombing its enemy with stinger extended. Fast-working toxins from the stinger can incapacitate most small organisms. And also damage Samus' shielding. But over here is a save room. So we're going to use it.